Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over the 4 college basketball games for Monday, January 1st, 2024. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you had the best New Year's Eve. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my college basketball Bank Shop best bet, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here's the first card of 2024 in college basketball. First up, we see Hampton and Drexel. This one's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Since there's only 4 games on the board for college hoops on Monday, I decided to just go over all 4 of them, but it's not my favorite card. This is actually a pretty weak card for Monday in college hoops. But in this game, I'm leaning towards the over. I don't trust really either of these defenses. Even though Drexel's defense on paper looks strong, adjusted defensive efficiency-wise, it's ranked 77th in the country. They aren't really forcing a lot of tough shots, and they're not forcing many turnovers. So I do think that their defense is going to have some regression concerns going forward. The Dragons offensively aren't the best shooting team, but they are a really good offensive rebounding team, 27th in the country. Hampton's had some issues on both the offensive and defensive glass, so I think Drexel should be able to score pretty easily because of those second chance looks. Hampton on the other side, that defense not really trustworthy, 291st in adjusted defensive efficiency. We saw them give up 88 points to James Madison, even 75 points to Bowling Green is not what you want to see. They're also a really fast-paced team, 56th and 36th in average possession length on offense and defense. So I'm going to take the over here in Hampton Drexel. Next up, we see UT Arlington and Texas. A lot of Texas teams playing on Monday. This one's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern on the Longhorn Network. Now, UT Arlington is really battle-tested. They played a really tough non-conference schedule, facing some of the tougher teams in the state, but also out of state, they played Arizona on the road. They played New Mexico in the pit, which is never an easy place to play, Grand Canyon on the road. So they play the 34th toughest non-conference schedule. Their last 2 games were against Texas Tech and North Texas on the road. They weren't really competitive in either of those games. They only lost by 11 to Texas Tech, so I'd say a little bit competitive there. But for me, I'm going to lean towards the Mavericks here plus the points. I just think we're catching a lot of points with a battle-tested team that's strong on the glass. Both the offensive and defensive rebounding numbers are top 100 in the country. They do a good job of getting to the free throw line, and they're a pretty good free throw shooting team, top 100 in the nation with a 73.5% free throw percentage. And Texas is not my favorite team to back right now. They're 10-2 straight up, but I do think they're quite overrated. When you look at the shot quality numbers, not a great team. They benefited from a pretty weak schedule, 315th in non-conference strength of schedule. And to me, I think Texas wins, but just too many points. I'm going to take the points with UT Arlington. Next up, we see North Alabama and Texas Tech. This one's also going to be 2 p.m. Eastern. This game's going to be on ESPN+. It's tough to back Texas Tech in the favorite role. They have not been great. We saw them at the beginning of the season struggle to cover the number against San Jose State and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. But I will say, got to give the Red Raiders credit. I didn't love their chances against Sam Houston in terms of covering the spread in that game. They were laying around 16.5 points in that one. They won that game by 36 points. It was just one of their best performances of the season. That's a really good Sam Houston defense for Texas Tech to be able to score 96 points in that game. It shows this team's really improving on the offensive side. The defense was already where it needed to be. This is a strong rebounding team, fundamentally just a strong team in general. North Alabama, I think this team's actually pretty solid, and I think in ASUN play, we're going to get a few spots of value with them, but this is not a great matchup. They haven't played the toughest of schedules, and when they've stepped it up in competition, they haven't fared too well. So give me Texas Tech. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we see Texas A&M Commerce taking on TCU. This one's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Now, the spot is not the best for TCU because they're coming back from that Hawaii road trip. So, situationally may benefit Texas A&M Commerce, but I still can't get there with the Lions. This is a Texas A&M Commerce team that is battle-tested. They've played a very tough schedule, 14th toughest in non-conference play. They played at A&M, Texas Tech, Kentucky, Purdue-Fort Wayne's an underrated mid-major school. They played at St. Joseph's, SMU. So they are battle-tested, but I don't like what I'm seeing from this team, especially on the offensive end. To me, I don't think their offense is strong enough to keep up in this game. They're also fundamentally not quite where they need to be. Not a good rebounding team on both the offensive and defensive side. TCU is. They are a very strong rebounding team, especially offensively. So they should be able to get a lot of second chance looks, even if they're not making their shots, which this is a pretty good shooting team to begin with. And TCU, I think the pace of play is going to make Texas A&M Commerce quite uncomfortable in this game. Commerce looks to slow the game down offensively. but TCU looks to speed it up. They're 4th in the country in average possession length. So to me, just a bad matchup. The situation, like I said, TCU coming back from Hawaii, it's not the best, but I still think TCU the much better team here. And when you look at their schedule at the beginning of the year, they played some weaker opponents. They took care of business in a lot of those games in blowout fashion. 108-75 against Southern, 82-60 against Nebraska Omaha. They beat UT Rio Grande Valley by 33 points. They beat Mississippi Valley by 34 points. So, we've seen them be able to win and win big in these, types of situations. So, give me TCU. I'm going to lay the big number. And that's it. Those are the games for Monday in college hoops. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. And there's also a link in the description. Again, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope 2024 is the best year for you. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.